More singing.
Yes,
More better.
more music. Yeah.
What time is it?
That's on 13.
Yes.
Yay.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
How beautiful it is to be here on a wet and rainy weekend with all of our friends, the visitors family from out of town. It's good to be here. It's good to be here with Cantor Susan Lewis-Friedman and myself, Rabbi Brent Gutmann, in our Broder Center here. And to see everyone already singing, already starting off, already bringing their voices in to make this beautiful moment together where we have Shabbat. Regardless of whatever is going on in your life, whatever happened during your week, all the tasks that you checked off and all those that you didn't quite get to, we get to pause and take a rest and enjoy this sacred day. Every time that we're together on Shabbat, we elevate the moment by bringing the Or HaGanuz, the special light reserved for this day, into our lives. And I'd like to welcome, to help us with kindling our Ner Shel Shabbat, on the pick on the spot here, Tizzy Schechter. What do you think?
Yay.
Would you do it for us?
Yay.
Come on up. Page 3 in our prayer books, we rise for the blessing over our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lehalikner shel Shabbat.
Amen. You may be seated. Page 4 in our prayer books as we begin this service receiving Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat. We sit here newly gathered before the face of our God, joining together this evening to worship the Holy One, to sanctify our existence. How shall we begin our search to reach the sacred part of ourselves where rests the essence of all that is good? By stopping our concern for those things that divert us all week long, at least for the brief moments of our Shabbat Eve, and opening ourselves to hear the message, oh so silent, carried to us by the still, small voice of God, and each week like a little voice reminding us it's time, like a good friend calling to us. We welcome Shabbat like a bride, beautiful as this day is. Lecha Dodi, page 5.
Adonai echad, Shmo echad, v'shemu tiferech v'nivah. Echad Dodi, kakala, yelai, 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 v'shabbat, echad elai. Echad Dodi, kakala, yelai, 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 v'shabbat, echad elai. Echad Shabbat,
Chatzi Kaddish. You may be seated. Page 6. Amen. We continue with the call to worship, page 7. Together at the bottom of page 7. Praised are you, Adonai, ruler of the universe, who has ordained the rhythm of life. The day with its light calls to activity and exertion. But when the day wanes, when with the setting of the sun colors fade, we cease from our labors and welcome the tranquility of the night. The subdued light of the moon and stars, the darkness and stillness about us invite rest and repose. Trustfully we yield to the quiet of sleep, for we know that while we are unaware of what goes on within and around us, our powers of body and mind are renewed. Therefore, at this evening hour, we seek composure of spirit. We give thanks for the day and its tasks, and for the night and its rest. Praised are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Love, O God, we shall be forever eternally grateful for your words of Torah, for the mitzvot that you established for us. They are our life and they lengthen our days, and so we'll meditate on them every day and every night. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai.
ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך, היום על עמך, ושילמתם בבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ומלאכתך בדרך, ושוכבך וקומך, ושרתם לאור על ידיך, והיו תותפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Our prayer for redemption will join together, reminding ourselves of how this moment continues to ring through all generations at all times. The words of Rabbi Abraham, Joshua, and Heschel. Let's join together at the top of page 11. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
As much as it's Shabbat, and there's great schut, there's merit in being able to make this day a day of joy, and a day of rest, and a day of sacredness, and a day when we can, like God said on the seventh day, rest with the world being complete. And at the same time, we know that while we observe Shabbat, the world does in fact continue to change, continues to develop, continues to unfold as we watch the unfolding of history and our people as a part of it. It's certainly something that's been in my mind a lot these past couple weeks as we watched Israel and Gaza ceasefire end, and something that I've been thinking about an awful lot is all of the hostages. What happens to them, the ones that are known to be dead, as well as the ones that we know are still living. And I feel blessed to be a part of the Jewish people, and blessed to know that no matter how challenging moments in our lives may be, that we have this moment, each other, this great community, templebethzion. And so to be able to say our prayer for protection tonight, both acknowledging and giving gratitude for the shelter we have, the feeling of peace we have, and an awareness that there's so many that the Shabbat are still not sleeping in the shelters that they would choose. We continue with the prayer, Hashkidenu, for the evening and shelter, page 12. Adonai, cause us to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O Sovereign, to a life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your good counsel, for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from hatred and plague, keep us from war and famine and anguish, and subdue our inclination to evil. O God, our guardian and helper, our gracious and merciful ruler, give us refuge in the shadow of your wings. O guard our coming and our going, and now and always we have life and peace. Blessed is Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all we love, and over Jerusalem.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamorei suchat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
The Shabbat, page 13. In a moment, we're going to be entering into the Amidah, the core prayer of the evening service. I guess I'll say a little bit about the Amidah. Well, tomorrow morning, we're going to be having a very special morning service. It'll be a little bit of a learning service as we're together with our families, with 5th and 6th graders that are getting ready for the B'nai Mitzvah. And so, I'll do a little warm-up here, a little bit of practice. The Amidah is a beautiful prayer that contains, most times we go to recite it during the week, 19 benedictions. We call it the Shmones or the 18, but somewhere along the way, we show you exactly where, but it's a longer conversation. One got added, and so it became the 19 benedictions. Except, I talked before about how Shabbat's supposed to be this holy, special day. And we're supposed to rest on Shabbat just like God rests on Shabbat, and that means we can't give God a lot of work. And so there are 13 prayers in the middle during the week that are known as the petitionary prayers. We're asking God to intercede in our lives, to help us out. We don't say those on Shabbat because we don't want to make God work, right? That's not what we want. So instead, there's a prayer in the middle, Kiddushat Shabbat, and that is really what we are hoping for, that this time can be a sacred, a holy time for us with God. We start the Amidah with all of the acknowledgments of God's praise for what God did for generations before us, for God's mighty acts now, and God's saving power, and recognizing God's holiness, that God is there for us in awe and in amazement every moment of our lives, whenever we're ready to do, as the Kosher said, to let God in. We're going to do it in our usual way tonight for Friday night, which means we'll pray together for the first 3 blessings of the Amidah that goes through page 16 in your prayer books, and from there, we'll leave it to each of us individually to be able to recite the sanctification for this day and the prayers of thanksgiving that conclude it. In this moment, we rise. We rise as we use the words of King David, asking God to help us find sincerity in our words and in our thoughts as we enter into this section of prayer, the Amidah.
Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Yadite Yivatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer זוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הגבולתך רב להושיע, מחכה חיים בחסד, לחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סובלת נופלים ברופאי חולים, ומתיר עצורים, ומקיים אמונתו, לשדי עפר, מחמוך בעל גבורות, ובידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
ancestors, prayers of holiness, prayers of peace, prayers of healing. Prayers of healing in this moment we turn our attention to, and as I've shared before, when we prepare to say this prayer, we try to open ourselves up to being present with all the names that we hear being spoken around us, and many more names of individuals that we're aware of or we're not, that are in need of healing. And it's incredible to me hearing all these names to know that we're just one congregation, hundreds and thousands around the world, and therefore we're asking for healing for these many people. How many people truly must be in need of healing throughout our world? This week, we include in our prayers Bob Beach, Arlene Braun, Lana Briner, Heidi Prescott, Sue Chasen, Donna Zuba, Kimberly Del Dago, David Froman, Adrian Graber, Donald Hammer, Robert Coonan, Charles Mueller, Kim Murphy, Joanne Rapp, Robert S. Reisman, Charlene Ross, Brandon Ryan, Cheryl, Gigi Spire, and Joe Tots, Tammy Van Way, Mark Yallen, Kaya Forbat Miriam, Bobby Ben Louise Kimchi, Malka Batanakaya, Pinkas Ben Malka, Rash Lushe Bat Miriam, Ruben Ben Shirley, Gabriel, Sarah Esther Bat Malka, and Zenaida Bat Diana. If there are others that you're thinking of, please feel free to add them here or in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
Joe Kelman, Jeremy.
Nick, Elaine Swords, Marco, Sandy Cohen. Charles Saul, Debbie Saul, Adrian Graber, and Randy Simonson.
Rabbi, we must keep praying for Israel, for the hostages and their families, the IDF, and the American forces.
Howard Bromwell stands for that.
For all those mentioned and the many more that go unmentioned, we pray for refuah nefesh, refuah guf, refuah shlema, full healing, as we continue with words of healing found in our prayer books on page 23, 21, 21.
Yishaberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Yishaberach Imateinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. Mary, the one who blessed our mothers. Mary, the one who blessed our fathers. Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your horn. May the pain and loneliness when feeling be diminished by the power of your love. Yishaberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Yishaberach Imateinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer. And bless us as well.
Gosh, there are some moments in our lives that just stick with us. I was thinking about something that happened to me back when I was just a baby rabbi in New Zealand. Got to go there for my first exploit and serve congregation in Auckland for 3 years among the Kiwis. But I was just thinking during the healing prayer, the Misha Bera, about this moment when I sat with a bar mitzvah boy. And we ended up becoming extremely close with him, close with his family. And he shared with me something very hard for him. He said, I was told by a rabbi that if I said the prayer for healing for my bubby, that she'd live. And she didn't. Why didn't God save my bubby with the Misha Bera prayer? And I remembered sitting with him and just the grief, processing this. And I said to the boy, I don't know how these things work either. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but what I do know is that we can support each other when we pray together. That when we're present to struggle, the fear, the challenges that ultimately touch every single one of our families, that by getting together, by saying prayers, it does something for me, and I'm sure that you got something out of the Misha Bera as well, even if it was a lesson that no one lives forever. We have the time when we're alive, though, to offer blessings, to offer prayers. We have so many prayers, and there's something to me that's so special about being in a place of prayer, whether it's our amazing sanctuary down in the city of Delaware or the cozy library here at the Broder Center. There are so many forms of prayer in our tradition. We offer prayers of petition and expostulation and confession and meditation and recollection. Maybe we say some prayers for our gratitude or prayers of praise, of adoration, or we need some intercession. Like moments when we can't understand why, when we're struck by loss and we just throw up our hands and we cry out, why? And that's a prayer too. And if you're ever finding yourself crying out like that, maybe a little bit of learning would help too in this moment. Just a little devar, a little word. Or maybe it won't be so little, and the words you hear could actually change your life. Did you know this Shabbat is a special Shabbat? I mean, if you ask a rabbi, every Shabbat's special, right? But this Shabbat is really special. Does anyone know what it is? Anyone have any idea? Who can guess it? What is it? No? No? Anyone?
One of the ones before Passover.
My wife's lived with me too long. One of the ones before Passover, she says. And indeed it is. The name of this Shabbat is Shabbat HaChodesh, meaning the Shabbat of the month. That's right. It's the last Shabbat before the start of the month being the month of, anyone?
April.
Nisan, Errol says. Nisan. For those of you who are paying attention, who paid attention back, and I know templebethzion taught this in religious school, right? Yeah, no, Toby's shaking her head. Your dad didn't make you study day and night, no? So Nisan is the actual first month on the Hebrew calendar, and according to the Talmud, this is true, it's one of the New Years. It's the New Year for the birthing of animals. Actually, another memory from New Zealand. You remember we used to go walking in One Tree Hill, Jill, after the baby lambs were born, and you'd see all these sheep with their moms, and it's just an incredible thing. An amazing thing, like these animals in the flock that they have all of their babies all at once. Like how much more in sync could you get as a species than that? Talking about herd mentality. And also, this month, Nisan, is the month of the festival of Pesach, Passover, right? The big spring holiday. Isn't that exciting? Everyone's smiling, thinking about all the work we'll have to do. Hey, I want you to know. Can you do this? Let's see if we can do this. Because it's Shabbat Chodesh, the Shabbat of the month. It's a really, really good month. Have a good month. Chodesh Tov. Chodesh Tov. Anyone? No? Anyone try it here? Cantor, come help us. Ready? It's a really, really good month. Have a good month. Chodesh Tov. Chodesh Tov. And it's going to be a really, really good month because I'm going to eat my fall soup. Chodesh Tov. Chodesh Tov. See, look at that. Wasn't that fun? Don't you feel good now? Does everyone feel good? Do you want to hear a story that will change your life? Seriously? Yeah? What I love most about being a rabbi, I've been thinking about this a lot, is that I never have to feel like I'm alone. Even when I am alone, I never have to feel like I'm alone because I've always got people that I'm living my life with, even if we're not in the same place. I'm always with them, doing the things that they're doing, going through the motions they're going through, like when I'm building my sukkah, yeah? I can think of the hundreds of thousands of sukkahs being built and know that I'm not alone when I'm reading the Megillah on Purim and I'm up partying, or when I'm observing Shabbat and with congregations all around the world saying the word Shema Yisrael that are being recited by Jews everywhere, every place. I've had a lot of people tell me over the years, and maybe I'm thinking about this because I've had quite a few tell me recently, Rabbi, I'm not religious, but I'm proud to be a Jew. Anyone ever thought that? Maybe some people here. I'm not religious, but I'm proud to be a Jew. And I know that if you're looking at me or if you're looking at the Cantor, we're probably wearing a kippah, and maybe you don't really feel so strongly about wearing kippot, or maybe you don't care, or maybe you're like one of those that say Reformed clergy never used to wear yarmulkes. But whichever way you reacted, it doesn't actually matter. Because I don't think that religion is at the root of who we are as Jews. The thing that moves my heart, the thing that gets me going, that makes me think, yeah, this is who I am, is the stuff of Jewish culture, the food, the holidays, being around other Jews, and the place that Judaism actually began was with a covenant, an agreement. God told Abraham, Lech lecha, go forth, ve'escha legoy gadol, and I will make you a great nation. Ve'evarcha, and I will bless you. Ve'agla shemecha, and I will make your name great. Ve'yeh bracha, and I will make you a blessing. And later God tells Moses, Vezkor et brit, I've remembered my covenant. And then a verse with 4 verbs, I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and through extraordinary action, and will take you to be my people, and I will be your God. By the way, those 4 statements, I will free you, I will deliver you, I will redeem you, and I will take you, are the reason why Jews around the world are going to be drinking 4 cups of wine at the Passover Seder in 2 weeks. And as each of us, Be'ezrat Hashem, God willing, has the chance to have those 4 cups of wine while telling the story of our redemption from bondage in 2 weeks' time, we retell all of us together our people's story. That's not something we do because we're religious. That's something we do because we're proud of who we are. That's something we continue to do each year to teach our children and the next generation of Jewish youth among us to feel proud of who they are, to never let anyone make them shy away from it. The Agadla Levanecha, you are to tell this story to your children, and I can imagine myself having this conversation with one of my kids and the passion of the words, and I can see it, I can see them, I can see maybe a congregant just likely responding to me, of course, I love Passover. Matzo ball soup is the greatest, duh. That's what my daughter would say at least. But do I really need to go to services? I was thinking about this. I looked up the word religion. Do you want to know where the word religion comes from? It comes from religare, to bind. It's a Latin word, religare. Does anyone know how to say religion in Hebrew? Any ideas?
That's observant. I don't know.
From.
That's Yiddish.
That's Yiddish, right? You know what from is? You notice it? You just say someone's from?
Yes.
You said dasi. I think. Doti? I don't know what doti is. Dasi. A dasi. What's a dasi?
That's a religious person.
Religious.
Aha, yeah. So you say it with that Ashkenazi. You make the top a s. Dasi. That's like saying, oh, you're so religious. You're a dasi. Yeah. And it comes from the word dot, but sorry.
The
No.
art, like knowledge.
She's trying. Nope. Dots. Daf talit. No, daf dalit taf. Not dalit ayin taf. So dot. It's actually a Persian word. Dot is a Middle Persian word meaning law. It means religion in modern Hebrew, so we got halfway there, but it's not a Hebrew word. So does anyone know how to say religion in Hebrew?
Halakha, law.
You're really trying, I love it. There is no word for religion that has its origin in the Hebrew language.
Because it was a study of the Christians on the world.
That's right. That's right. What do we have? We have emunah. We have faith, our tradition, right? But there's no word for religion. And I'm, by the way, willing to take that argument all the way to the map.
Could you repeat what Jill said?
What did Jill just say? I don't know.
Oh, the study of religion comes from the Christian world. They want to look at the other world and apply it to their
So
own.
religion has been studied in a scholarly academic setting as a kind of a Christian discipline, and they have looked to place what they view as religions of other cultures into their box of religion, but it never quite fits because it's a European lens, it's a European frame. Like you can't put Taoism in the same kind of box because the Tao is the way, just like we have halakha, which is the way, right? We don't fit into that idea of a religious system of belief because what matters most to Jews is not actually what we believe, it's what you do. It's how you practice, right? The traditional Jew doesn't say, I'm religious, they say, I'm observant. Yeah, I do it. We do that too, as Reformed Jews. We have our own meta halakha. Take that argument to the mat too. Mark Warshawski would too, one of my wonderful professors, Rabbi Brent Gutmann. And Gary Zola probably too, who will be with us this week. Dr. Gary Zola was coming phenomenal. So Judaism, it doesn't fit into this idea of a religion. What is it then?
It's a way.
It's
It's a feeling.
Goy Gadol. I will make you into a great nation. Goy Gadol. It is something that you belong to. And even if you aren't sure that you belong yet, trust me, you belong here too. Judaism is the tradition to which we belong because we are Israel. because we're speakers of the sacred tongue, Hebrew, because we are the Jewish people. And sure, being Jewish does make us different too. And being Jewish means that we might not belong with a certain crowd or in a certain space, but because I'm Jewish, I know there is a place that I belong in the Jewish community. And if you want to hear a story that truly will change your life, all you have to do is open up the Torah. That's right there for you. You can even read it free online now. Yeah, check out Sefaria. It's not just a story about God. It's a story about you. It's just like when you pray, your prayers, whether or not you believe, they aren't actually about God. God doesn't actually need our prayers, but you know who does need them?
We do.
We do. All around the world, Jewish men and women are doing exactly what we're doing. We're sitting here, and they're thinking about when we're going to make our brisket. Just 2 weeks away. They're reading the Torah. And if they're reading the Torah this week, they're just like us, finishing a book. The book of Shemot, of Exodus. When we finish a book of Torah, that too is a way that we celebrate the whole Jewish world. We say it, some words. Chazak, be strong. Chazak, be strong. V'nit chazek, and let us be strengthened. These words are like a celebration that we finished another book together. My Jewish peeps and me. May you and I and every one of us find the strength, and may we be drawn together in strength as we take pride in who we are. May this be God's will. Can you hear us?
One more time. Chazak, Chazak, Veni, Chazak. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. For when we return each year, we find the truth we can't deny. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Be strong and let us celebrate our lives. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, Veni Chazek, Chazak, 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 Veni Chazek. One more time. Chazak, Chazak, Veni Chazek.
And as we celebrate and enrich and strengthen our lives together, it is all of our responsibility to give praise to the source of our blessing, to the Eternal One. It is all of our responsibility to do the work of Tikkun Olam, to repair our world, the Malchut Shaddai, in the way that God intended our world to be, one full of peace and sustenance and health, and every type of blessing. We'll go ahead and rise as we call upon Errol Salt to help us with opening our ark for our Olenu prayer, page 26.
Aleinu l'shaleach l'adon hakol, l'atei gdula liotzer b'reishit, shelo asan kibuye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adava, shelo sam chalpenu kahan, v'kol aleinu kechol ha'olam, va'anachnu po'im, u'mishtrachavim u'movim, lifnei melech, malchei hamelachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'takein olam v'malchut Shaddai, together we can heal the world. V'takein olam v'malchut Shaddai, we must all work together, as we are all the children of Adonai. V'nechem v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, hayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. We must all work together, because we are all the children of Adonai.
Friends, you may be seated. Our thoughts turn to, we wish Yishkach to Errol, our thoughts turn to all of those individuals, both Jewish and non-Jewish, who lived their lives with blessing and brought goodness and value and deeds into our world. Those who are friends and neighbors have lost, those of every place and generation who gave their lives al Kiddush Hashem for the sanctification of God's name, and those of every race and nation who have been a blessing. We as a congregation this week were in a period of Shiva for our friend and member Richard J. Lippis, and we continue to send our condolences to his family. This month, we also continue to remember the following individuals who have been deceased: John Castro, Peter W. Kane, Dr. Gerald Falk, Michael Malik, and Harriet Halpern. And as I continue to share names of yahrzeit, anyone who is here remembering a loved one saying a yahrzeit, if you want to rise upon hearing their name of one of your own ancestors, you're certainly welcome to do so. And we'll give space at the end to share any names that are being thought of that have not yet been mentioned. This week includes the anniversary of the passing of the following individuals: Harry Altman, Lester J. Altman, Herman Lewis Barney, Annette S. Cohen, David Cole, Janet Dimmitt, Philip Ehrlich, Esther Foxstein, Charles Feldman, Max Findrit, Rabbi Arnold G. Fink, Abraham Fleck, Florence H. Freeman, Irving Freed, Martin Friedlander, Bennett Friedman, Max Pluck, Elias Goldring, David E. Goldstein, Haskell Goldstein, Dr. Kenneth Goldstein, Lawrence A. Grant, Don Greenberg, Joseph A. Greenstone, Gordon Robert Gross, Indy Gutman, Esther Z. Halpern, Joseph Hoffner, Kurt Hollander, Myron L. Hyman, Sylvia Reingold Kahn, Raquel Kimkus, Dorothy Levin, Mary Harrison Levine, Mitchell D. Levy, Reuben Levy, Richard Mayer, Jane Hodlin Mann, Dorothy Mitchell, Siegfried Nachowitz, Mina Roblin, Mead Rauer, Finesta Perlstein, Dr. Aaron Pliss, Irma Stovroff Ross, Chester Rothenberg, Nellie Ruslander, David Shire, Jacqueline W. Silverstein, Dr. Alan G. Silver, Marvin Spindelman, Dr. Michael Swados, Rose Fleischman Tabor, Ben Tannenbaum, Dr. Samuel A. Vogel, Simon Wagner, Dr. Meyer D. Wolfson, and Renee Seaman Zubkoff. Others that have not yet been mentioned, please do. For all those mentioned, the many more that go unmentioned, we praise Yikonam, Yivacha. May their memories be eternal, divine blessing as we rise as one community in support and solidarity of the mourners to recite the words of Kaddish according to our personal customs. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ve'almad Yibrach Yerutei V'yamlik Malkutei, V'chayekon U'yomekon U'chayek Kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalah U'bizman Karim V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Lomei Hamaya, Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yithalar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yithagar, Yithalel, Yithalal, Shemei Gudusha, Riku, Ve'ila Mikol, Birkata V'shirata, Tushbekata V'nekamata, Da'amirat Ve'alma V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shma Rabbah Min Shemaya, V'chayim Alim Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Rama, U'yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May God bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. As we say, Amen. You may be seated. It is my privilege to welcome our trustee, Barry Singer, to share with us tonight's announcements.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. As Rabbi said, there's no better place not to be alone than showing up on Friday night. It's a wonderful community, and it's great to see everybody. Sue, thank you for putting together the list, by moving the first thing to the last thing, so Alan can participate a little bit. We have so much going on, and one of the first things I want to mention is our Social Action Committee. Sam, thank you so much for everything that you do. At 1 p.m. At Roeder for this Sunday, there'll be a group putting together totes of hygiene supplies, which is part of the Dignity Grows program for the Buffalo Jewish Federation. So please help out if you can. Mark your calendar for their Halpern Scholarship in Residence program. Rabbi Zola will be here speaking at 805 Delaware on Thursday, April 3rd at 7 p.m. And then there's a new member Shabbat service at 7:15, Friday night, April 4th. And at 9:15 a.m., Torah study. 10:30, Shabbat service again on Saturday, April 5th. Everyone is welcome. Please attend. We also have a new teen bowling is coming April 6th. So if you have any teens, it looks like grades 8 through 12, contact the rabbi at the Cantor. You're going to be bowling? Yep. Okay.
Not very well.
Do you have shoes?
I do.
You do
Actually,
have
I
shoes.
have
Uh-oh, shoes. Anyone with shoes is good.
Oh, she's such a
Yeah,
shark.
my-
She said she doesn't bowl well, but who has the road shoes?
No, because Ross got on the course of our.
Last time I bowled, I found my bowling ball, but the towel was like this, in one shape. Must have been 20, well, it was 20 years before I took it out of the bag. Passover is nearly here, as we all know, and we have a second night Seder. It's Sunday, April 13th. Please RSVP before April 8th. And I'd like to ask Ellen if she has any extra words for the World Zionist Congress election. She has a table here for sign-up, so if you'd like to say a few words.
If you haven't voted yet for the World Zionist, or your vote for the World Zionist Congress, please come on over here. I'd be happy to talk to you. I have 3 reasons why you should vote for reform, and it makes a difference in the total Jewish world, and especially in Israel, for reform Jews in Israel. Can we vote often? You can try.
Every 5 years. Every 5 years, but you have to get your vote in now because it only goes till May 4th.
It's a multi-process. It's a multi-step process. So I wanted to explain it when you do it, so you won't go, is this right? And eventually we'll give you a vote on
And there's no cost to vote.
It costs $5.
No, there it is. It's $5. It's $5.
And there are paper ballots as well, if you don't want to do it on your phone and with the credit card.
Very good. Thank you very much. Again, Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you.
Shabbat Shalom, Barry.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Barry. Shalom to you, wish you strength. So, like a lot of these Shabbats have names. This was Shabbat HaChodesh, and Shabbat Gadol is coming up. And just adding my own dagesh, my own emphasis to our Helper and Scholars Weekend that Barry mentioned. Dr. Gary Zola is like the foremost historian of American Judaism in the whole world. It's really quite an opportunity to hear him. Plus, he's an incredible educator, dynamic speaker, teacher. He'll be offering the keynote lecture on Thursday night, but with us in our new member Shabbat to give the sermon and leading Torah study. So there's no time like the present to become a Torah study member. We're excited to have you. Really excited to have you. Okay, we are almost there at this stage. It's a great joy to be able to welcome our friend Franklin Silver to help us with our blessings over wine and over bread. We'll go ahead and turn to, I just saw it a second ago, page 32 in our prayer book as we rise for these last week lessons.
You can come help? All right, just hold on a second. The crew, the posse's marching. Whenever you lead the Kiddush or Hamotzi, it comes with an entourage. Here we go, ready?
Shabbat
Look at that. All right, lift the plate up high. We'll do the hamotzi. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Good job, friends.
Bon appetit. Everyone can have a seat for just one more second. You know, I didn't get to say this during the service, but Cantor and I were corresponding this week, getting things set for tonight, and she said to me, "How about doing Chazak as an anthem?" That was that song that we just had after I finished my sermon. And I said, "Oh my gosh, I would love that." Danny Nichols, the songwriter, actually grew up in Kentucky, not far from me in Ohio. We were in the same nifty region. Although he's a little bit older than me, I remember jamming out to him and his band E.T. when I was in high school, so many years ago. So it brings me back, and knowing there's so many things we're praying for and so many reasons that we're hoping for strength in our world these days. What do you think? Reprise it as the closing one?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
You know, another cool thing about Danny Nichols is that he has another song, "We are from the garden." And he says at one line in it, "We are from swag, leather from shack carpeting, whatever." And one line he says, we're Jewish now, but don't tell your grandparents. So he's a Jew by choice, which is super cool. Super cool. We have come from near and far to raise our voice in song. And the more we join in the refrain, the more we feel strong. Chazak, Chazak, Veli, Chazak. One more time. Chazak. Chazak, Chazak, sorry. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong and let us celebrate our lives. Be strong and let us strengthen one another. Chazak, Chazak, Veli, Chazak. Here we go. Chazak. Chazak, Veli, Chazak. One more time, really mean it, think like you mean it. Chazak, Chazak, Veli, Chazak.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Take the is not This is true.
Welcome. How are you guys? What did we just talk about?
You like Yeah. Keep it too.
Jen! I was thinking about you. How are you? How's it going? How's it going? I mean, if you need, if you're working. All my life, spidey sense was like,
Yes.
a whole
Well, I don't know if we got them.
Excuse me, if you guys vote, she couldn't find her bed when she got home. They're my cousins, they're my cousins. I know, they're proud. So.
I know you are. 29. I know you are. Debbie's not here.
I know how to make my I'm behind the process. I've been always together.
Yeah?
Don't start stuff for liking people. We are
What's the last time he called her? Right. He isn't a call for help kind of guy. While I was there, I got tired. It's like, something. That's amazing. Yeah. So I was like, I needed that. I needed a little, like, yeah. Good to see you too.
Good to see you all the time. Don't worry, you're yeah. You know, come and whatever. You know what to say.
Turned in all of my tests and my essays. It's here. Several pages now. Half of it. You know what I mean? Like,
It was hard to hear.
you look back and assign meaning to things differently, I guess. Yeah. Like, I as a kid.
I know.
Great. Yeah. You know? Wow. But maybe
They say crazy. The rabbi today with the is whenever our
they always had a Jewish soul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were just recognizing it.
Letter in the scroll.
Yeah.
I only really look at Proverbs most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's right.
and like Isaiah.
Yes.
You know, was like, Halloween, I just feel so uncomfortable with like the New Testament, but I was like, but I embraced that.
Bible studies where they only have you haven't been for that when you were recording that, right? You're wearing proper